In the beginning, we lived in harmony and one with nature. We were whole and honored the sacred, and through colonization, we were ripped apart. The first cut was a severing from our Earth Mother and violence to her. This violence became normalized, and of course, we began to do this to ourselves too. Saludos, I'm Doctora Rocio. I'm a seer, a medicine woman, and a counseling psychology PhD. And if you have felt that Western therapy has been unhelpful, this video is for you. The first teaching is that Western therapy harms us by fragmenting us. One of the main ways that Western therapy harms us is by fragmenting us, separating our mind from our body, from our soul, separating us from the spirit realms and from Mother Earth. It encourages this disembodiment and disconnection. And while we think it's helpful to just focus on our mind, I want to encourage you to begin to see that this separation is actually what causes so much suffering. In the Indigenous way, we are whole. In Indigenous psychology, we honor all parts of us, and we honor our connection to creation, to Mother Earth, to our relations. This is true wellness. This is true psychology, where we see ourselves in connection, in relation with all parts of ourselves, with all of the universe. And in Western psychology, it is a psychology of fragmentation, separation. And we do this willingly. We willingly separate our mind from our body, from our spirit, and we think it's healthy. We've been programmed by Western psychology not to see this as separation, but to see this as mental health. One of the things that I hope you take away from this video is to recognize that this fragmentation is a colonial tactic. We are encouraged by Western therapy to disconnect, to sever our mind from our body, from our spirit, because it is easier for us to be manipulated when we are fragmented, when we are separated from our whole selves. One of the things that we need to accept is that Western therapy is an arm of the colonial paradigm. When we accept this, we are less likely to be vulnerable to their colonial indoctrination. If you've received medicine from today's video, I want to encourage you to sign up for my newsletter through the link in description. In my newsletter, you will receive weekly messages to support you on your decolonial and spiritual journey. The second teaching is that Western therapy creates more problems and more suffering for us. While we are led to believe that Western therapy is helpful, it actually creates more problems for us. When we are just focused at the level of the mind, we begin to overthink. We begin to overanalyze, and Western therapy reinforces this. It reinforces us only thinking about things from the level of our mind. It encourages us to intellectualize everything, to overthink everything, to overanalyze everything. And this hyper-focusing at the level of the mind actually creates more suffering by disconnecting us from the human experience, by disconnecting us from our relationships, from the world, from also the spiritual realm. The truth is that from the level of the soul, not everything is meant to be understood. We need to learn to embrace the mystery of life. But because Western therapy encourages us to overanalyze and to intellectualize, we often feel like failures when we don't understand. This reductionist way of experiencing the world, meaning reducing everything to a thought, reducing everything to the level of the mind, actually creates more suffering. It creates more emptiness in our human experience, and it creates more distance from the mystery and the beauty of life. This colonial indoctrination is insidious, and because Western therapy is an arm of the colonial paradigm, we are slowly indoctrinated into overthinking. We are slowly programmed into separation, into perfectionism, into rigidity. We are slowly programmed into seeing everything in a linear, reductionist way. This is how Western therapy perpetuates a colonial worldview and a colonial way of life. It is no longer about understanding things from our whole experience. It is no longer about understanding the web of life and being in connection and relation with the web of life. We are reduced to minds and to thoughts. And that's actually an empty way to experience our life. I hope that from today's video, you can identify the ways that Western therapy slowly indoctrinates you so that you are less vulnerable to their indoctrination, so that you can reclaim all parts of yourself, and so that together we can reclaim the ways that we were intended to live.